All right, Shalom. First off, I'm going to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Kakadash. That's all praises to the world called God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem meaning in the name Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. Also, when I say double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, peace and mercy to the hopeful, like preaching truth and word and truth and sincerity. And the brother Tazabah, Lord will, with another video to edify. It's an article from Reuters. It says U.S. money supply falling at fastest rate since 1930s. All right. Let me check something, man, because I think that's around the same time as the Great Depression. And look at that. Sure enough is. Look. Says the Great Depression was an economic shock affected most countries across the world. It was a period of economic depression that became evident after a major fall in stock prices, which is happening now in the United States. The economic contagion began around September 1929 and led to the Wall Street stock market crash of October 24th, right? The dates for the Great Depression was 1929 to 1939. So it makes sense, right? So when it's saying that this fastest fall in money supply since 1930s, you're seeing right now that this is a recycling of the times. Let me get this, man. Ecclesiastes. Get on the other one, actually. Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Hold on. Where we at? There you go. And 9. The thing that had been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which is done is that which shall be done. There is no new thing under the sun. All right. So what we're seeing is a recycling of what the Lord did in the past. And what happened after the Great Depression, a war, right? That was the only thing that put this place back on the map, was a war. And then you have what? An industrial revolution, right? Where factory work just blew up. So it says Orlando, Florida, March 29th, Reuters, U.S. money supply is falling at its fastest rate since the 1930s, a red flag for economy and financial markets. Money supply has now been shrinking year on year since December. An unprecedented development in the modern times that should make investors sit up and take notice. Growth asset prices and inflation could all weaken, right? Growth, asset prices, and inflation. Meaning what? The price of an asset, meaning nobody wants it. The thing that makes an asset desirable, right, is its importance to a market. But if the market is shifting, those assets are no longer an asset. It's a liability. And that's what's happening. So these cars that people had as assets, those are turning into liabilities. This is why you have more and more people turning in their cars, right? Giving their cars back. More people get evicted or losing houses because these assets are being seen as liabilities for people now. And when growth is having a downturn, then you have layoffs, right? And we're already feeling the effects of inflation because goods and services cost so much more. It says it's largely a consequence of the reversal of the liquidity generated by the massive post-pandemic fiscal and monetary stimulus. The Federal Reserve shrinking its balance sheet via quantitative tightening, falling bank deposits, and weak demand for a provision of credit. Right? And I was watching a video today where they're talking about more and more people are putting money into savings rather than into checking accounts. right? And when you're putting money in the savings, that money isn't getting circulated, which is causing what? The devaluing of assets, because people aren't buying things, so the demand goes down. When the demand goes down, right, the price drops. This is why at one point houses were being sold for fucking almost $500,000, and now they're coming back down to regular house prices, right? But nobody's rent is dropping, right? So this is where we're at. Now I'm gonna jump down. It says Fed data on Tuesday showed that M2 money supply, a benchmark measured, a benchmark. What does it say? Where are we at? A benchmark measure of how much cash and cash-like assets is circulating in the U.S. economy fell a non-seasonal adjusted 2.2%, right, to 21.099 trillion, right? If you just take 2% of 21.009 trillion, that's a huge amount of money that's no longer circulating because people are holding on to things, right? And they're getting ready to crash this dollar, and they're making the situation that way. Right? This is Psalm 64:2. Hide me from the counsel, from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Right? And what people call the New World Order, the Bible calls the secret counsel of the wicked. Because these are plans. This is all going into their plan. Right? Make people hold on to money. They keep their money in the bank to keep it safe. They crash the bank. Right? They take the people's money legally. Right? Look at the Breton-Stiegel Act and when it was repealed. Banks can legally use your money as gambling chips on the stock market. Right? So this is where we're at. This is where we're at in prophecy, and the money's gonna fail. Right? Let's get that. This is let's get that. Genesis 47:15, it says, and when the money fell in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence, for the money felleth. And this is what the people are going to do now. They're already starting to do it. Right? Pretty soon there's going to be protests. Our money's not worth stuff. We can't eat. Right? We can't afford bills. And they're going to start rioting in the streets saying, y'all got to give us something. Right? The government needs the help. Why isn't the government stepping in? And they're going to bring forth a solution, right, that is actually going to hurt the average person. Remember, the scriptures tell you the rich, right? Get this, man. This is in where are we at? Where is it at? It's the one that says the rich is set against the poor. Let me see if I find. Man, I can't remember exactly how the scripture goes. I'm pretty sure it's in the book of Sirach, right? And Ecclesiasticus and Apocrypha, but it says the rich is set against the poor, right? So you're seeing them basically breaking down the way the poor is able to live to where they're holding on to everything, right? And they're going to bring out a solution at a drop of a dime. And that solution is going to be the MOTB, Revelation 13:6, right? Because their goal is to get this cash out the way. They don't need cash, right? And for the people to be doing whatever they want for this next phase in this Edomite's plan. right? Verse 16, Revelation 13:16. He calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, right? There's only rich and poor there. There's no middle class. It says small and great, not medium size, right? It's small and great, rich and poor. Not I'm okay. I ain't poor, I ain't rich. No, it's just rich and poor. Free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right? And what you have to understand in this word mark here, right? It's not like they're going to come and just tell you that this is what it is. They're just going to present you with an option. The prophets are here to tell you what it is. Right? Because what the Lord said, he said, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Right? The Lord set up prophets in these days to let you know, hey, the Lord spoke about a mark of the beast. Well, look at this. This system that they're pulling together, making it so less and less money is circulating, less and less coins. Remember, they had a coin shortage a while ago. So now they're coming at the dollar bills and the liquid assets, freezing those to where nobody's letting anything go because they're crashing the market slowly. But at some point, that bubble's going to pop and boom, everybody's just going to be rich and poor, right? It's just going to be that. And then that's when the option is going to come out. Hey, we got a solution, right? These banks mismanaged people's money. A lot of people lost all their life savings, but this new system that we've been working on, right, is going to be the solution. We're going to be able to give everybody something to start off with at least, right? But for this system to work, you have to have this put into your hand. You got to take this into your forehead. And this is why that Elon Musk Neuralink, that shit is blowing up to where thousands of people are waiting for the opportunity to get that brain chip. These are the times that we were talking, that the elders and apostles told us about, man. Right? But this removing the money out of the system and the circulation, right? This is letting you know that if these things happened before and a crash happened, right? And they're sitting there referencing 1930. Right? Why is 1930 a benchmark? Because that's when the Great Depression hit. Right? And every woman out here that had a loud mouth talking shit, and at that time, they was getting hit over their head for the meatloaf being dry. Right? Because they were fucking stressed. Stressed the man out. Put more stress on them. Shit's about to get heavy, man. This shit's about to crash, and these people that put all their trust and all their faith into all this shit in the world, they're about to have a terrible time, man. Because, hey, the rug is about to get pulled from under everybody's feet, right? It's getting real. It's getting serious, man. But, Lord willing to satisfy, I'm going to say, call all you. How about Shema Shai, about Shema Kakada. Shalom, brothers. Stay strong.